Hello and welcome. I hope last week was a good week for you. Okay, so for the animals, this is actually the one that came out last week, was the condor. And that was, was that last week? Or was that the week before last? Wow. But it did come out either last week or the week before last. And it was telling you to look at the bigger picture. Just taking some steps back, you know. This week we have the mouse and the manatee. In the mouse, you're overlooking some important details, so pay closer attention to what's going on. And the manatee says, accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. So, sometimes the currents of our lives and the currents of the things around our lives, they don't always go in the direction that we want them to go, but just because they're not going in the direction that we want them to go doesn't mean that it's the wrong direction, right? And as far as taking steps back, maybe you should find a healthy balance of both. You definitely don't want to force pieces together or force control of a situation that's not in your control, but you also don't want to what's a good word? I don't want to use the wrong terminology. You don't want a magnifying glass, but you also don't want, like, Google Earth satellite, you know? Gotta find it in between. Manatee. There are times to fight for what you believe in and times to lay down your sword and surrender. If you or your family were in imminent danger, it would be quite natural to defend yourself by either fleeing or fighting. Whether through action or words, extreme situation may even require extreme measures. There are definitely wrongs to make right and situations where the spiritual warrior in you must take the lead. However, it's not the case here. What will work best for all concerned is for you to surrender and accept things as they are. Yield in order to overcome. Lay down your sword, not in defeat or in self-sacrifice, but from a realization that this isn't the fight you want or need to engage in. As the saying goes, choose your battles. This is definitely not one to waste your time and energy on. Say the serenity prayer aloud. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Let go of your righteousness and your ego's need for control, and find that peace of mind that you so cherish and have available simply by choosing it. And, I mean, maybe that's what you're overlooking. Maybe you're looking at simply surrendering as a defeat, when really, by choosing to engage and choosing to not surrender, you're being defeated, I guess. I guess that's just what I'm getting for the not paying closer attention. But the mouse says pay closer attention to other people's body language, how they move, their gestures, their facial expressions, and general posture. When you focus not only on what individuals are saying, but also on their body language, you'll find that you have considerably more information that you can use to understand what they're really communicating. For body language typically reveals far more about people than what they're verbally expressing. Sit back wherever there are people around and simply observe for a while. Look to see if what others say is congruent with their body language, and watch for any discrepancies. In other words, don't always take people at their word. Also, pay closer attention to agreements and contracts right now. Take your time to completely understand any agreement, finding out as much as you can by asking questions and consulting friends and experts to get their advice. Be careful, however, not to get bogged down in too much detail. Walk the fine line between scrutinizing and contract, verbal ones included, for an inordinate amount of time, thus remaining stuck in indecisiveness due to your need to be 100% certain that you've covered everything, and rushing into something impulsively and reflexively based on emotional appeal. Wow. So, also with this current, maybe from this it sounds like some of you are going through a lot of hard times, very hard to control your own emotions. And with the current, you should be aware of where your emotions go and how those are flowing outwards, and you should be careful where you channel that emotion towards. Maybe you're dealing with someone or something in your life that's very difficult, very stressful, maybe it's very negative. If that's the case, remember that episode of Rick and Morty where Snowball was there and like Rick gave Morty the shot to like make his kidneys shut down, and Snowball had his other dogs with him and they were like, would your humans do the same thing for you? And Snowball said, it doesn't matter. We are not them. If you are taking a lot of baggage from someone else in your life, then you know how it feels, and I think it's important to establish boundaries maybe and be the adult. And it can be very hard in some situations to do that, but I think it will help you to establish boundaries, and in establishing boundaries you can reconnect with your inner self, and that can help you surrender. And if you're having trouble surrendering or just not engaging your spirit guides, God, the God and the Goddess, whatever title that you choose to give it, they can help you with that. And it could be something underlying within you. Maybe, having control in every single situation is just something that you're used to, and this might be a situation where you're not used to that, and it might be so different that you might just not be handling it well, and maybe you just need someone or something to talk to about that, help you ease into this change in a better way. Any messages? I'm going to take that one. Wow. Oh, I remember this one. I don't even need the book for this one. Fated to suffer and peaceful among the thorns. I'm going to do this one first. So, I don't know if you guys ever listened to Rage Against the Machine, but one of their album covers had, I think the actual album was called Burning Man, I believe. I don't remember what the album name was, but it had a monk who had lit himself like on fire, I think, during like a riot. At least I think that's what had happened. But like it was a monk and he was in the meditation pose and he was like on fire. But it didn't look like he was in pain. And I guess this card just always reminded me of that. Peaceful among the thorns. So, I mean, no matter what chaos is happening in your life, maybe you feel as though you're going through losses, but in letting go of the old, new comes in. It's important to recenter yourself, to ground yourself, to be connected to yourself and to your guides, your inner guidance. It's important to have control of yourself and control of your emotions in this situation, even if the other person or thing that you're dealing with doesn't. You'll actually be many steps ahead by having that control and by knowing when to step away. Maybe this person's very testy, maybe it's like walking like on eggshells, trying to talk to them or something. It's important for you to know when to step back and be like, okay, this is where I need to stop talking or just step away, because it's not going to help the situation at all in any way, shape, or form. So, no matter the chaos, you have peace and tranquility available to you at all times. You just need to know that you are the one who needs to go to it. Bring yourself to that place. And as far as fated to suffer, so even the book actually referred to this card with the Snow White story of her getting the poisonous apple, but is this apple really poisonous, and is she really fated to suffer, and are you really fated to suffer, or do you just believe that you are? When you're dealing with somebody negative, when there's a situation in your life that's very chaotic and you don't really know what to do, there's a lot of changes, just a lot of things that, again, are out of your control. And all you can really do is just sit there and watch and adjust your sails, essentially. It can cause you to have a very negative mindset, and honestly, think of this as a lesson, you know? Training your mind to be more positive and be more controlled, because like you can't always control everything around you. You can't control the current of your life all the time, and you can't control the storm, but you can control you, and you can control what direction you choose to drift in if you just learn how to work the sails. So if you believe you're fated to suffer, then you're wrong, because you create your own happiness. You can choose which direction you want to drift in this storm. You can't control the stuff around that, but you can control you and your mindset and training it to be better and more positive. And then the Today for Tomorrow card was on top. Looks like the moon, but it's still bright. It may seem like a trade-off to sacrifice the present in order to secure a better future. That's what ants do. Or to sacrifice the future to enjoy a better present. Cicadas do this. Either choice holds a bitter taste. It's like watching a child play. Shouldn't she study? And if she were studying, wouldn't she regret not playing more? You meet a person you were attracted to. Do you go past and let it stay in the fantasy, or do you make a move and follow it through to the ephemeral ending? the endless choice between regret and remorse. What if? For once we turn our back to the dark, do we unexpected and we shred it like a used dress? Can we walk by the sea as no one is around and we skinny dip out of our worries? The present and the future are one single integrated connection. There is no choice because the road is only one. What we are today and what we are tomorrow may be different, but it is the same person. So, the present is what makes the future. So are you too focused on the future and on the past and not in the moment? Path of light and appreciation. I am grateful for the abundance in my life. As I direct my thoughts towards all that is wonderful in my world, my troubles and worries lighten. With a full heart, I appreciate all that I have. Today I accept what is, as it is, and choose to be satisfied. I express my loving thanks to the universe for the wealth that is mine. So, along with this situation, training your mindset to be more positive, maybe you should train your mindset to also look at things differently. And with the whole fated to suffer card, is the glass half full or is it half empty? It depends on your perception, and you can change your perception anytime you want, anytime you choose to. It just sometimes it takes a little bit of work, a little bit of focus. Sometimes it takes letting go of the old so that we can invite new energy, new perceptions into our lives, changing the lens that we look at our lives through. Maybe you're going through something where you feel as if you're losing a lot, but you don't really know what you're going to gain from these changes either. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but she's just opening her arms and just the light that's shining down, just letting go of everything that's holding you back. And maybe you didn't even know it was holding you back. Things in your life, something in your life. Could just be an aspect about yourself, could be your perception of life in general that's holding you back and that you need to let go of, you know? Path of light. Life places the perfect people and situations on my path to help me advance on my journey of inner growth. I possess the courage I need to progress despite any obstacles I might meet. I study my experiences, seeking the wisdom they have to offer. In this way, I improve from day to day. Today I choose to grow in faith, and I am confident that at the end of my road, I will join the light. You know, I never even noticed the bridge there, because this card has definitely come out before, but like, I never even noticed the bridge. It's so beautiful. So, all of us are light beings, and it's our job to illuminate the darkness and help others along our paths, and sometimes we need help along our paths ourselves. It happens, and it's okay to accept that we need help. It's okay to ask for help. We can't really receive help if we don't ask for help, right? So maybe if you just reach out to a friend, your spirit guides, the god, the goddess, the universe, whatever title you choose to give it, and just ask. Maybe you just need help illuminating what you need to let go of or change. Maybe you don't even know what it is. Don't be afraid to ask. And this person or situation in your life, whatever it may be. Maybe they just need batteries for their flashlight. It's motivation to help us through the week. So, in order to succeed, we must first believe that we can. Not just believe, but know in your head and in your heart that all that awaits you is success. And if you meet failure along the way, then look at the lessons within. FAIL stands for first attempt in learning. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows. So the future doesn't make the future, the present makes the future. The power to change. I accept that I have the ability to make changes within my life. I choose what makes my life more full of self-love and head in that direction. Satisfaction. In this moment, I am whole and complete. I need be no more than who I am right now. I am satisfied with myself. So, in the end, we have everything that we need. And when we do need something, it will be sent to us in some way, shape, or form. When you let go of the need to, know everything or be in control of everything, and when you just trust that no matter what, you are nurtured and cared for and carried in every way, shape, and form, you'll be surprised just the miracles that enter your life. There was like this, it was like a cloth poster that my landlord has in her house, because I clean her house once a week. And it said, when you saw only one set of footprints instead of two, that is when I carried you. I don't know where it came from. It didn't have a name or anything underneath of it. I see it all the time when I go there. I don't know if that helps or not. Hopefully you have a wonderful, blessed week. And I hope this helped you.